Greetings, kindred spirits. I apologise if you can hear the weather outside. It's really been windy and rainy here in the UK. Actually, it started last night. But I really do feel, it's due to the asteroid that exploded over Vermont on the 7th of March in the evening. I just found out about that yesterday, funny enough, and then last night all the winds came. And, we normally get our weather from the west or the southwest. And we are coming up to the new moon as well, on the 13th of March 2021. And the new moon will begin in Pisces at 1 degree. So the sun actually entered Pisces on the 12th, the day before, and also on the 12th Mercury came out of post shadow. So this is new beginnings, with the moon and sun at 1 degree, and it being a new moon, which is a new cycle, new intentions, and Mercury starting his new cycle now. I just feel like there's going to be a need for a little bit of a retreat, whereas the Leo full moon was taking us into the public arena. I feel this new moon, and many of us may feel like we just want to come back to ourselves, maybe come back to our creativity. Maybe we're coming up with ideas or, visions, or, it's kind of like a dreamy energy, especially with Neptune conjunct Venus close by in Aquarius. It's also a very kind of creative visualization energy. So this is really going to be good for artists of all kinds, crafters of all kinds. But I do feel like this need just to retreat. I feel meditation will be really good at this time. I feel it's going to be a very psychic energy coming in, more so than at the full moon. The full moon was a trigger. The last full moon was a very intense energy, and issues from the past were coming up to be healed, and it's quite deep really. So there's been a deep healing going on since the full moon, and now we're all coming into this psychic spiritual energy, although for some there's still some clearing to be done. Maybe where I think for those that feel they've been supported through these last 2 weeks, I feel it's easier for them now to move on and express all the spiritual wisdom that's been coming in, and express that creatively, like writing a song, playing music, singing, or just creating, So, but Ceres is conjunct Chiron in Pisces as well, and they're both at 16 degrees. So, this is a very, again, spiritual energy, but it's also an energy that's either very loving and nurturing, or an energy where, the person feels unsupported, or maybe even a group of people, especially here in England, because it's in the 11th house of public status, so to speak. And, it could be to do with businesses as well, but I feel it's more like a spiritual energy, more, I think for those of us that was expressing ourselves at the full moon, it was like, was we being supported? Was we being recognised? So for those that feel that they wasn't, I do feel there's still a little bit more healing to be done, because with the moon and sun at 1 degree, it really does say come back to yourself, empower yourself through your creativity. And, if you don't really understand what your creativity is or have any idea of what that might be, I would highly recommend quiet time, meditation, and just go with the flow, just follow your heart, finding that balance and standing in your own strength, your own inner strength. And, with Pallas at 4 degrees in Aquarius, I just feel that there's a little bit more clarity than there was at the full moon. I feel there's more clarity, more of a stable vision of, where we want to head towards as individuals. So there's a clearer picture happening now. But, it comes from within. It's not an external picture, it's a picture that's coming from within, an awareness that's coming from within. So yeah, I would definitely find that balance between what we desire and what we feel that we're capable of, because we've got the Black Moon Lilith at 20 degrees in Aries. Well, that's pretty good, 20 is a number of, like the awakening and resurrection. So this is a very similar energy that plays out with the full moon. But she's not making aspects to any other planets, which is good. So, this is all about our self-worth and what we expect from others as well, when the Black Moon Lilith is in Aries, it's really about identity issues, self-esteem, self-merit, and, what we've achieved in life. That can become a big issue for some with the Black Moon Lilith in Aries. So, there's definitely an element here of us having to get into our self-power. And with this ongoing Grand Cross we've had since December, between the nodes, Neptune and Vesta, well, this is all about empowering ourselves. This is all about finding our place in society, and not necessarily trying to fit into society, but bringing our individual passions and desires in a wholeness within ourselves into society, bringing our creative visualization independently. So it's all about the inner flame, the inner sacred flame, and finding that love and nurture within ourselves, for ourselves. And once we do that, then we can, empower others to do the same. So Mars is coming into conjunction with the North Node as well in Taurus. So I think we have to let go of undervaluing ourselves. So this Grand Cross really has been about us trying to find our own direction, where to focus our energy when it comes to our own desires or our own creativity. So, we can't be dependent on others for support in some cases. It's something that we've got to support ourselves. And I think that's what this new moon's all about. So I definitely would recommend, retreating. I would definitely recommend maybe taking a little bit of time out. If we take time out for ourselves, if we feel we need it, and, not compare ourselves to others, but not even judge ourselves, but empower ourselves. Yeah, because I feel this new moon is just all about peace and harmony. And I think that's what we need to strive for. So we also have the March Equinox coming up on the 20th of March. And, you know, the sun will cross the equator around 3:49 in the GMT time zone. Now the March Equinox, as the sun rises, it defines the age that we're living in. So the sun will rise at 8 degrees Pisces, and that's in astronomical terms. So, you know, we are actually on the countdown to the age of Aquarius. So we're at 8 degrees Pisces at the moment, which is the crystalline energy. It's the outer layer of the aura of Aquarius. So we are entering into her energy, and but this is the outer layer, the crystalline layer. So at the March equinox, the sun will be in conjunction with Venus in Pisces. So Venus will actually be at 6 degrees. And again, you know, this is a very kind of creative, spiritual, sensitive energy. A little bit overwhelming for some if they're feeling really emotional right now. But if they can release that emotion into a little bit of home decorating or shifting furniture around, it's just really about creating and balancing. I do feel that relationships are a little bit of an issue at the moment. I did feel that at the new moon as well. So I do feel there can be over-idealisms in certain relationships. But again, you know, this is where we need to express ourselves positively to, you know, find that equality. Because all relationships, if they're going to work, it has to be based on equality. So no one should be, you know, on a higher status level than the other. Or, again, I'm saying that because the black moon is in Aries. And, you know, we've all got to find our own inner strength, inner power. You know, we've got to find compassion, not just for others, but for ourselves. And, you know, we also have a yod in formation on the March equinox, and so Saturn will be in sextile to Chiron. Now, Chiron is the wounded healer. He will still be at 16 degrees in Pisces. Ceres would have moved 2 degrees and will be at 18 degrees. But again, this is us like trying to find that breakthrough when it comes to like the past, you know, letting go of the past, healing the past, and dealing with whatever comes up, you know. This particular yod, you know, because it's in quincunx to the goddess Vesta, who's at 22 degrees. So it's all, again, about overcoming self-limitations due to childhood wounds and maybe not feeling worthy or not feeling empowered, you know, because our power is still with that situation. So, you know, if we are in that kind of energy, if we are feeling that, because this yod also coincides with the Grand Cross, which has now become a T-square actually, so the Grand Cross is breaking up at this point. But they're both still aimed towards the goddess Vesta, who is all about the sacred fire that's within. It's all about our passions, our desires. You know, what lights our fire, what makes us happy. And in Leo, it's all about the heart chakra. It's all about creativity. You know, it's all about finding what makes us happy in a creative way. Where does our power lie? Where does our gift lie? what are we good at, so, and it's also about health, because Leo is the true ruler of the 6th house. The 6th house is about health and being of service. So, it could be that we're stuck in jobs we don't want to be in, or maybe we are a little bit hesitant to follow what we desire, or to follow what our passion is. If it's passion, regarding relationships, it's time to empower ourselves and know that we will attract what we deserve. And, we've got to be in that place of like really, really tapping into our own instincts, tapping into our own desires. So I would definitely say the March equinox is still a time of like, maybe taking some time out and really analysing, what is it that we want in life? What is it we desire? What is it that makes us happy? What is it that really does light our fire? And I think over the next 2 weeks leading up to the full moon, because I do feel, this emotional, sensitive time will continue right up until the full moon. And I do feel with the full moon, and the full moon will be in Virgo, so it will be a lot of analysations of our emotions or our creativity. I think at the moment there's a little bit of lack of direction, or not having complete faith in what we're doing, maybe because that's what really the status quo has been for the last year. It's been a very confusing time for many. It's been a very authoritarian time as well, so maybe some of us feel a little bit depleted by that energy that's been very intense and very dense, while others of us may feel like we need to protect other people, or things may come to light regarding the mental health issues that have really been going on this last year. So that may come to the forefront as well. But again, I do feel with Pallas now being in Aquarius, coming into conjunction with Mercury, that there will be a higher consciousness, there will be more clarity. But, it's still a case of letting go. But we can't let go until we've healed, or we've acknowledged whatever it is that's blocking us or holding us back. I mean, and for those of us that have done the work, this is a time now to really get grounded in your sense of direction. Follow your instincts. And, with Mars coming into conjunction with the North Node and the Moon at the March equinox, that's very empowering. To me, that's very kind of active. And, once you get the ball going, that's it, he's off. And he doesn't stop until he completes his mission. So I really do feel there's going to be a kick-off of activity. I do feel like we've got to follow our instincts, and but if our instincts are more based on emotions, then we really need to retreat and, take time just to relax and, spiritually uplift ourselves. So for all you musical artists out there, this is a good time for you to express yourselves. This is also very good for art, like paintings, and for crafters, whatever it is you're crafting, you could come up with something really great throughout these next few weeks. So yeah, it's a beautiful energy, but it's a very deep and sensitive emotional energy as well. You know, let's break out of this authoritarianism, feeling like a victim. Let's be in our self-power. You know, we have that right. We have a right to make our own decisions in life, you know, and I feel that's where we're all at. We need to make our own decisions. We need to focus on what direction we want to take our lives in. And we all know that whatever we're manifesting on the higher planes will play out in the physical. So this is all about coming into wholeness within ourselves. And now it's time to, you know, take a step back and just concentrate on, you know, what it is we need right now for our spiritual and mental health. So, you know, please do meditate if you need to, exercise, go for a walk, definitely do some deep breathing techniques, and meditation would be excellent at this time. So, kindred, you know, as always, keep the faith. Sending you all peace and much, much love.